Okay, so this is just a quick tutorial on starting procedure for a 365 GT2 Plus 2. It's very similar to other vintage Ferraris, but I'm just making this for the owner just so he knows how to do it. First off, on 365s, there's a couple things here that you need to know. This is the this M is actually the ignition, so that switch just always stays. You know, that if it's in the wrong position, the car will not start. This one, it goes across, it's all lined up with all the other switches, so that means that it's correct. But anyway, first start off is key on, so you just turn that 180 degrees. You will hear the fuel pump. This A is the fuel pump. Hear that off, and that's on. 365s, some of them have eliminated the mechanical pump. This car still has its mechanical pump, so you can actually turn it off, but it also has the original or the modern facet pump. So just for fuel issues, I just say leave it on. It's not going to hurt the engine to run it. So once you run it for a few seconds, when it's a cold engine, you give the fuel accelerator pedal a couple pumps, and you turn, and it should start. And there it goes. You'll see fuel pressure or oil pressure go up. Sits in the center or thereabouts. Everything else is kind of just not really showing anything because it's ice cold. Fuel gauge, that's there. It does have a low fuel light that does go on. I haven't figured out exactly how much fuel this car takes. Haven't filled it up. If I get a chance, I'm going to go take it to the gas station, fill it up, and see if the fuel gauge shows full. There's the charging. You can see it settles down at idle. Give it some gas, and it'll go. The windows, you have vent windows here that will open like that, and then this one here is your side windows. Ferrari windows are notoriously slow, so give them a little bit of chance to open and close. Same thing goes for these. This side opens, closes. These windows go up and down. So that's that. Radio wise, this car is interesting. So we can turn the radio on there, but this also has the owner added faders from front to back. So this can actually balance. I'll turn that down a little bit so you can hear me. That actually balances the side to side, so you can actually set the stereo to balance from front to back. So they added two little. That's not stock, but that was added by the owner. And let me turn that off. Air conditioning wise, this is a temp gauge. We're working on finding a knob. This is the on off, so you just turn that on and kind of hear it running, and you turn that off. This is on full cold, so we'll see what we can do as far as getting a knob to do it. It's a 5-speed gearbox, and first gear is up, second, third, fourth, fifth. Reverse is just over and down. There's just a slight, you could just feel a little notch. It doesn't have to go down, push it down or anything like that. It's just reverse is just straight down and over. Parking brake is down here. Goes a couple clicks, pull it back towards you, press the button, and it'll go back down. These are your heat and control. You know, it will give you heat and vent up and down. There's also fresh air vent here that moves from there, from top vents to I believe full fresh below. Here's your glove box. That's a locking. I have to check to see what key it is. Fuses are under here, so if you open this and you drop this panel, that's where your fuses are. So if you need to check for blown fuses, that's where you look. clipped. What else? That should be it on the interior of the car. Pretty much everything else is straightforward. I mean, I think these are defrost left, right, driver. You know, it's defrost right, and L. I don't remember what L is. Is that interior lights? And then the E is for emergency flashers. I have disconnected because that switch went bad, and it doesn't move, so don't try to move it. The emergency flashers just don't work. And I'm just going to show you what happens when you click this switch. That kills the car. So always good to know. I mean, that kills everything. It kills ignition. You can hear that it killed the fuel pump as well. So whenever you have a problem starting the car, just make sure that that switch isn't accidentally depressed. If it doesn't start, you have to kind of switch it back again and then turn it forward. In other words, if the car stops, it won't let you restart. You have to kind of turn the key back a little bit and then turn forward again, and then it'll start. To get the key out, there's a little bit of a notchiness. You could just hear it. So, but it pops out, no problems. Another thing I wanted to mention in here is the headlights. The headlights here, this is your turn signal, and then this is the headlights. It's one position is the it turns the headlights on, and then you have off, and then you have the middle beam, and then you have high beam, I believe. I mean, it's three positions. So it's either off, so you have the driving lights, just the parking lights, and then you have the center position, which is just the regular low beams, and then it's high. I think it's either we're outside. I have to look, and I'm not inside the car, you know, to see the headlights out there. But I think it's this up might be off, but you'll see. I just know that the middle position on is low beams, and then you just turn off. The other side, the stock, is just wipers. That's about it. Let's go into the engine compartment. All right, engine compartment. It's you have your brake reservoirs over here. Their levels are usually about there. Two distributors. Coils are kind of tucked up inside there. But as far as what you need to know is, you know, there's your brake booster. This is your oil level. This is your power steering fluid. You know, let's see, brake or the fuel regulator, alternator. This is a shut-off valve for heat. It's secondary to the other one. So in other words, in the summertime, you can turn that one off, and it might cut down on some of the heat in the engine compartment or in the passenger compartment. Batteries over there. That's your horn. Probably not a bad idea. Well, you know, once a year or so, you put little bit of oil in there. Just be careful with that little red snap thing, because that thing's very delicate. So just be very careful when flicking it off, because it can break. Two oil filters. Your oil fill is right there. Air conditioner compressor. There's your coolant refill. Let's see what else. That's really about it. The only thing I always worry about on Ferraris is the prop rod. The hood, if it's a windy day, can get blown up or blown, and it will pop open like this, and the prop rod will snap back, and the hood will slam down really hard, and you can crack your paint. So just be careful, you know, on a windy day, not to leave the hood like this, because even today there's a slight breeze, and I worry about it. I always hold on and make sure that the wind isn't blowing, and it'll pull the hood shut. But that's really basically about it. Also inside the door, this is your trunk pull, and this is your gas pull. What's also interesting is if you pull the gas door, there is an emergency trunk release here that you can actually pull to open the trunk in case the cable from inside breaks. Here's your trunk. Nothing much in there. Underneath the mat is the spare tire, and that's about it.